room in that stuff. Head up. You know
Harrison David Rivers, as a playwright, transcends boundaries, and this show is so important to each and every one of us included. And to bring it to this venue that has supported this show from its inception in the reading earlier on this year to now, it's been something quite extraordinary. So first I wanted to thank David Luff and his incredible team at the Soho who have been so helpful and shared so much love for the progression of this show. So, moving forward to the people that matter, please join me in welcoming to the stage, first of all, the incredible writer of This Bitter Earth. Please welcome Harrison David Rivers. Joined by Omari Douglas, who will be playing Jesse. And Alexander Lincoln, who will be playing Neil. And finally, our visionary leader and director, please welcome my friend Billy Hall. So, what I wanted to do, first of all, before we jump into some questions, Billy, can I give the floor to you a little bit to talk about the show and what brought us here to this point?
Well, what brought us here to this point was him. He just happened to be at the Soho House, I think, right across the street.
Over the street, yeah.
And one of Tom's associates came over to me and spoke to me, broke the rules and spoke to me. Can't talk to nobody. And he broke the rules and he said, you know, I work for a producer. He has a play that he's interested in you directing. Can we talk about it? And I said, just send me the play and let me. And I read it, and I was so moved by the simplicity of and the directness. It's simple, it's direct, which enables it to be so expansive. You know, it's a play that asks the tough questions about race, the ones that many of us are too scared, confused, wimpish to have. And it's at the destruction and the demise of humanity if we don't have them. And so this little microcosm of a relationship and how they come together for real to try and really rigorously have these conversations, no matter how uncomfortable they get, is really profound to me. And it really resonated with me. And, you know, I was on board on page 3. You know, I was on board. You know.
Harrison, why this play now?
Yeah, I think it goes to what Billy just said about the mess that we're in, this mess. And I think that this play potentially offers love as an antidote to the mess. And not like love the feeling, but love the action. Love that is love when it's hard. Love that is love when it's messy. Love when it's love when you can't seem to connect, you can't seem to communicate, and yet you keep trying. And I think this play is about that effort, the effort of love, the work of love, and love's ability to heal. So I think that's why this play now.
Sounds good to me. Omari, when you first read it, what did it make you feel? Because you must read a lot, right? So,
It was the feeling. I mean, I felt like that I was witnessing something that was very. There's a personal element in there. It feels very poetic, and yet it feels very, very. It feels real, and I love the fact that you kind of get a lens in on a relationship. You get the kind of micro of this relationship, but also at the same time you've got this macro thing of like the bigger aspect of the worldview, and the person Jessie, who, from my point of view, sort of feels like he is wrestling with how to navigate the world, like through this relationship, and ultimately after that, and trying to heal, to heal and to love.
But how does being part of this show as a show mean to you as an actor and as a queer man?
Well, I think we've all touched on it, which is just a beautiful aspect. And as you said, I think when we first did the reading, the discussions that we had about character, about the wider issue, was so pertinent. It was such a beautiful experience to be a part of, as an actor, but as a creative, as a human, actually. And I think often, as Billy touched upon as well, like there's a humanness to all of it that I think we often neglect with issues of when we focus on themes. Underlying all of it is a humanness that seems to have been lost and forgotten, and that connection. And this play, for me, instills that ability to not sit idly by and let others do the work, but to take action and understanding and having a part of that conversation and being a part of that conversation. It's a truly beautiful piece, like truly beautiful. And I feel so honoured to be a part of it, to be working with such amazing people. And I think others watching it will feel exactly the same.
Thank you. And so I think the play started as sort of like my visceral reaction to sort of living. And I think it's sort of morphed as the world has shifted into, I think, this treatise on love, and love as an act, as a thing that you have to show up for. So it started as something very personal and very visceral and very sort of body-centric, and I think has become something about connection, relationship, and the act of love.
My mentor, George Wolfe, said, you have a half an hour on the first day of rehearsal to identify everybody's crazy and then never engage it. I always come to the table trying to make sure that the actors feel safe. Because when the artists feel safe, then we get the best. If they don't feel safe, we do not get the best. And Daddy wants the best. So I have to make my babies feel safe.
I want to say, it's been a very interesting experience being in the world of not only this play, but this play and the world of Billy Porter, because what Billy does at every given moment of whether you're working with him or your relationship with him is the amount of lessons I have learned by his incredible knowledge of the world, and what he brings to every moment is quite honestly something I've never experienced in my life. So if what he gives to me on even a day-to-day basis is a part of what an audience member can take away when it's funneled through these beautiful words, for these incredible performances, I think it's something that can't be experienced in any other way.
I feel like I'm held accountable for that thing that I wrote. Like now I sort of have to like live the life that I put on the page that I was asking other people to show up for, which I think we all need that encouragement, that reminder to show up in our everyday lives.